Yeah, let me switch over into the correct scene here. I'm going to very specifically request that that Dan and Gerald join me on the air here as well for the beginning of this segment, because yeah, as announced there just a few moments ago, for the there he is. I was hoping he'd make his way in here too. I gotta fix that. Oh, thank you, Dan.
Sorry, I tried to add him at the same time.
No, you're okay. Julio with the mouse ears.
Alex has them too.
I couldn't even see it. It was so dark in there.
Alex does have them, yeah.
Now, don't wear the American Nightmare hat. Now, all I want to do is talk about wrestling the whole damn time. In case anybody is just tuning in or anything like that, or Julio and Alex, maybe you were just preparing for this segment or whatever, but Lifetime. So this thing began as a dream of mine to do something with the minute baby platform that we had on Epic Film Guys in 2017 to raise money for the Cancer Research Institute, and we are officially over 6 digits, over $100,000 raised for cancer research since 2017, which is fucking insane to me. I don't know how to even think in my brainium about it. Obviously, we're still driving toward this year's goal. We're still driving to make donations this year. We're going to make these two sing a lot of Disney songs in this segment here. So,
right,
come on. But I mean, I got to get on here, and I wanted to get Dan and Gerald on here as well for this segment. And can we get Drew Hallam? Drew Hallam, are you in the audience? Can we Dan, you got that?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Thank you, Dan.
I'm doing it.
Can we I want to, like, because Drew holds a big part of this too. Especially, but I mean, shit, guys. I mean, it's insane. It's insane to me. It's insane to me to think of all the things since this event began back in 2017 to what it has become now. To think of crossing over $100,000 for cancer research, and that's beyond words. Beyond words. Hi, Julio and Alex. How are you? By the way,
I'm trying to take you seriously, but you have Gerald.
I know that's the thing, right?
I mean, yeah.
I guess it's appropriate. It
is sort of appropriate too. It is. Yeah. There we go.
That looks like $100,000 right there on the horizon.
You should look at it like it's kind of like the end of Happy Gilmore. You've achieved this goal of the $100,000, and now Gerald's looking down on you, and you just got to wave back and say, "Yeah, we did this together." There you go.
Yeah. I want to wait for Drew to get in here. He was just in the chat, so hopefully he saw it. And to get in here and join us. But I mean, well, you guys, there's nobody coming after you guys, so you guys have got extra time if you need to. Holy Moses, what? Raid of 48 people from Unique Bovine. Thank you so much. Welcome to the live stream for the cure. We're here raising money for the Cancer Research Institute.
Special friend.
And a bunch of follows are going to come. Oh God, a bunch of follows are going to come in.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all so much. Yeah, welcome. This is officially, we're here to raise money for the Cancer Research Institute. That's the man I've been waiting for, Mr. Drew Hallam, ladies and gentlemen. And look forward to trashing Disney movies. Julio, get ready, buddy.
Got the ears.
So right now, like, as we kick off this segment, this event, since 2017 for the Raiders to coming in, this event just crossed $100,000 lifetime, raised for cancer research. 100% of everything made here, goes to the Cancer Research Institute to research immunotherapy, which is training the body's immune system to fight against all forms of cancer. So please make some donations. And then Julio, really quickly, before we all have a drink in honor of, the event, can you let everybody know, like, what they can donate toward this segment, like what their donations are going to earn them this segment?
All right. So, very quickly, we have 4 tiers. The goal is to do $1,000 this segment. Lofty goal, but I think we can do it. It breaks down to 20 $50 donations. That would get us there. You can donate less, you can donate more. But if you do $50 or more, then either Alex or I burst into song. What song? Well, you'll find out when you do the donation. It'll be a Disney or Disney adjacent song. So that's just like the bare minimum. Now, if you listen to our show, The Contrarians, the podcast, then it is in your best interest also for us to hit $1,000. If we hit 250, Alex is going to make me watch the Rob Zombie modern classic, Three from Hell, is it?
Three from Hell.
Which is very much not a movie I would watch unless we reach $250 in donations here. $500 means I get to make Alex watch the new West Side Story, starring Baby Driver himself. Directed by Spielberg. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Alex probably won't enjoy it. $750 means that we get to do Hamilton on the show. Hamilton, Luis-Manuel Miranda.
Please.
Luis-Manuel Miranda singing for like 3 hours. It's Alex's night there. And if we hit $1,000, we're going to do all the Child's Play movies on our show.
Oh, God.
Alex is just going to drag me through those. So a lot of fun stuff, but the main thing is, let's talk Disney. Let's throw donations like it's already happening. I'm going to need you to keep track of that.
I'll keep track of them for you, brother. So far, right away, we've got a $50 donation from Lillian, says no doubt. And then from the Bovine family, once again, thank you for that raid. That's amazing. With a $10 donation, says let's go. And yeah, Julio, I'll definitely keep track of those donations for you. You know it.
Yeah. $50 for a song, but like keep them coming. $5, $10 here or there. Keep things alive in the chat.
We already got one song already banked too, just with that $50 donation that came in. But yeah, I had to steal the beginning of your segment, Julio. I'm sorry, but you know I love you. If you got it, raise it up, ladies and gentlemen. Pour yourself a little something. Whatever you've got.
Nick, I would prefer if we were all acknowledged instead, actually.
I love all the confused looks from like what and me, Alex, and Dan are like, we understand the assignment.
We just know immediately.
We understand the excitement immediately. Everybody, please just raise up whatever you've got, and cheers to literally every single person in the indie community that made $100,000 and beyond happen for Livestream for the Cure for cancer research to fight cancer. Y'all fucking rock.
Yanni, if there was ever a time for a hydrate.
Cheers.
I love y'all.
What do you have over there, Alex? The Rocks Tequila?
You're my special friend.
Some Michelob Ultra organic seltzer. No mana, not yet tonight. It's a long night. I got pay-per-view and football to watch tonight, so just got to get started here. Priming the pump.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Shit, I still got to watch SmackDown. No spoilers.
Okay.
All right. Are we done with the wrestling? Can we please?
We're never done with
serious.
Jeez, all right. Damn.
Like, I'll play alone for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but then Alex knows my tolerance is low when it comes to the sport of kings, as he says.
Thank you.
All right. So donations are important. Participation is even more important. What we're doing here is we're going to talk about Disney movies following the format of our show. We're going to argue against the Rotten Tomatoes score. So what you have to do, you watching this stream, is going to throw Disney movies at us on the chat. You give us a Disney movie there. Ideally, you'll also include its Rotten Tomatoes score. If not, we'll figure it out here. And then we'll argue against that score. Most of the Disney movies, I want to say, are fresh. So it's probably going to be a lot of shit talking of Disney here. But if you throw us the odd rotten one, then we'll do our best to praise it, because that's what we do as a Contrarians. So again, Nick, I have access to the chat, but really going like this back and forth is just going to... This plus the cider will probably maybe not get to the end of the segment. So I trust you, Gerald, Dan, to keep us informed of what's going on in the chat.
Don't trust him too much. Look at that earring. You trust that? I mean,
listen, I did too much during Gerald's segment last night to be trusted to do anything, so good luck.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
And we did have a $50 donation, so that means that, Alex, do you want to get the first song outburst, or am I doing it? Because I feel we would alternate.
Yeah, no, you're going to start with this. This was your idea, so you got to... got to lead the way with this.
I do want to shout out that $6.90 donation because, of course, Chris Yaney said, fuck cancer, fuck the mouse, hashtag release Song of the South. What is it with you and Song of the South, Yaney?
Well, we might get to talk about Song of the South.
Good Lord.
All right. Now, don't get too excited about the singing because something I realized as I was prepping for this was that I can sing very few Disney songs, and especially beginning to end. Now, it doesn't...
Pull up the lyric sheet.
I have them here, even with the lyrics.
Okay.
There's it's not the same as karaoke, so, I just have to... Something I can do a cappella, and only for... I'm not going to give you the whole song, because then that takes up all our time here. But let's start with this.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
I imagine most people know.
Here comes the
I mean, Mattis family just queued up the next song right behind you, too, Julio,
just
for
wanna
another
hear Alex
$50.
Nice.
All right.
Wait for it. Wait.
Here comes the money.
And then Gerald just banked up your next song, Julio, with another $50 donation
You're
right
my
behind that.
special
All right.
friend.
Throw songs in the chat. Throw movies in the chat too, unless you want us to get started with Song of the South, which I haven't.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
I love this donation so much. I just got to read this out. Kelly, parentheses, Julio is the worst, with a $10 donation, but glad this is going to make Mattis sing since Lillian got Julio.
All right. This will go really quickly, but let's set the stage. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I'm in the bare necessities, all Mother Nature's recipes to bring the bare necessities
You're my
of life.
special friend.
The bare necessities of life will come to you. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. There you go. That's what you get for $50. I mean, if you want more, then just get us to 1,000 or something.
Dan's actively producing in the background. I love you, Dan. That was, for your reference, $25 donation. Moana, my ancestors are saying you can just trash. $25 donation.
I love you, KT. We'll get to Moana then. Have it queued. Alex, you want to get rid of your song first, or do you want to talk about... I guess Moana.
No, yeah, let's I'm looking at the chat right now. Let's get through the backlog here. Looks like the first one that was thrown in was Lemonade Mouth at 80% on the old RT.
Okay, you have to give me more than that because we're starting with really obscure picks.
I know, I love it. I was expecting someone to do Prom or some shit. Looks like it's a Disney Channel original.
Not
Adam
Lemonade
Hicks.
Joe.
2011, a family musical.
Okay.
All right, 80%. Let's see what the plot synopsis of this movie is, and then we can maybe work from there. 5 high school students form a music group and prepare to compete against a popular rock band. Okay,
Here
then
comes the
let's see
money.
Mean Girls. Here we go. Or not Mean Girls, Freaky Friday. I fucked up my own joke there.
They're just queuing them up left and right for you guys. That's another 50 from the late night grin. And you guys are at 250, so I mean, technically you're 4 songs behind now. Wait a minute. Oh, I think that was a repeat. Hang on. Yeah, that was a repeat.
250 means I have to watch 3 from Hell now when this is all said and done. So good job. We got to the first tier. All right, 80%. Is that right? This thing is fresh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who's in it?
Bridget Medler, Blake Michael, Adam Hicks, Naomi Scott.
Those guys.
Yeah. Oh, it's got Shooter McGavin, Christopher McDonald's in it.
All right, there you go. We can start by talking trash about Shooter McGavin. I think that's how we need an entry point for whatever movie we do on our show. So we'll probably talk about how this is what it's come to. When to the man once known as Shooter McGavin. No wonder that he's lobbying for a sequel to Happy Gilmore. He's been doing it for the last year or so. It's because he's trapped in Disney original movies. What was the last time you saw him in a movie, Alex?
I don't know. I know he's hinging on that Happy Gilmore 2 happening, man. That's going to bring him back to life. So I think also we could take the route that these Disney Channel original movies is the reason that we have Jake Paul and Logan Paul right now. So we could just, springboard from that and say that this is the Antichrist of its time. But
when you guys are so generous with your ratings to these movies that are really not worth it, then we end up with these new movie stars, overall media stars.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it. I think they're influencers is the term they prefer.
Well,
All right. We have the next one in the chat was Mars Needs Moms, which I was very much hoping someone would interject into that, mainly because that movie fascinates me to no end.
it's rotten.
Because it lost Disney, like between that and John Carter from Mars, I think those were both in the same year in close proximity, and lost Disney, I think, like $400 million between the two of them.
They haven't made a Mars movie since then?
No. I think they gave up there on the Mars attack, so to speak.
I remember.
Here
Was it
comes the
Mars
money.
Need Moms? We got shirts. I have a shirt.
I'm not sorry about this, by the way. $50 donation from me that just says "Sing Julio,
You're
sing."
my special
And
friend.
there's another one.
Here we go.
A $40 donation from Anonymous. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, everybody, for the follows right now. We're getting just bombarded. That's what the special friend thing is, if anybody's curious.
Well, I'm glad that our friends from Unique Bovine came through. They're a separate channel that you would probably enjoy, Nick, because our friend Jake over there plays games.
Awesome.
Much like you do with your Minecraft and other things that you do here that I'm not familiar with. So, Alex, Mars Needs Moms. Why? Is it because they figured out that moms are really the engine of planet Earth? I mean, what is this? 30%, 20%, 10%?
37%. It has our friend Dan Fogler in it, and of
Sold.
course, it looks like Seth Green's at the lead. Joan Cusack is in there.
Who plays the mom that gets kidnapped?
This would be an easy approach of the Disney actually taking a risk with something and no one going to see it in the theater, so we get stuck with what we're stuck with now, and those are your movies, Julio, all the Marvel bullshit and the remakes that we have to deal with constantly, or franchise properties.
That's true. I mean, there's a singular idea. It didn't come from any IP as far as I can tell. Mars Needs Moms just come from I think that idea is pretty genius, actually. I never watched it. Like I said, I have the shirt. But to find a way to celebrate the maternal figure by making her the main plot point in a science fiction adventure, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Do you know if the movie opened on Mother's Day? Please tell me it did. Because if it didn't, then I know why it bombed. It was just wrong placement.
March 11th. When is Mother's Day? Mother's Day is in April?
May. Second
Okay.
Sunday of May. So
Yeah. So no.
they were hoping it would have legs. They're like, by the time it gets to Mother's Day, would be the new Forrest Gump of mom movies. Man, that kind of sucks for Dan Fogler. He doesn't really get a whole lot of...
Does it?
Much like Shooter McGavin, I mean, I think that his heyday is in the past. So it would have been nice if he had a sort of like Disney renaissance, but instead they gave that to Alan Tudyk, I guess, and our friend Josh Gad. Every now and then you get like that one actor that just holds on to the Disney teeth, and then that's it for the rest of their career. But I don't think that happened with Dan Fogler, because I haven't heard of him being cast in anything else recently. What else do you have? And after that, you're singing, Alex.
Yeah, we'll do one more, and then I'll sing one of my songs. Looks like we do have Song of the South in the chat, which is a dangerous...
From Yaney. Thank you, Chris Yaney. I already know. I didn't even look, but I know it's Yaney.
And the hilarious thing for you and I, Julio, is that movie is 50% of Rotten Tomatoes, so one of us would have to take one ground and the other. One would trash, one would defend.
Well, for the sake of keeping things simple here, it's rotten then, right? So we'll just say nice things about it. All right. I haven't seen it. I know of the lore, and I think that maybe one of the things that we would say at the episode would be that, release Song of the South and let us judge by ourselves. We're all adults here in America. We can handle it. We've handled worse things. Just let me make up my mind.
So we got... there's a note. There we go again. So one of those was a duplicate notification, but we had Stu from SWO Productions, who's still trying to pass cricket legs through his teeth. $30 donation, Contrarians go. And then we had Brody One Kenobi with a $50 donation that says, I have seen Alex naked.
Is that a cry for help? Is that a brag?
Yes, just yes.
That's
Can be both.
It's definitely a Rotten Tomato.
with Song of the South, also, like, there are elements of it that were kind of revolutionary for the time. So, I mean, there's elements that are obviously very problematic and have not aged well, but there's definitely legs to speak of.
I mean, it's animation live action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I mean, before Roger Rabbit, before Cool World.
Academy Award winner.
The Academy never includes Song of the South on those montages that they do on their anniversaries. Why not? I think that we need to foster conversation about problematic aspects of movies of days gone by. That's how we learn. And actually, real talk, Contrarians Corner, I just went on this rant on our most recent episode, so it's very fresh in my mind. We can choose to pretend history doesn't exist, or we can engage with history and actually learn from it and extrapolate things that can help us move forward. So if we just cover our eyes and our ears and say, no, some of the South doesn't exist, then what was it all worth for it? So, we can have a pretty decent meal with Some of the South. Yini, don't write us off. We might actually do it on the show someday. Patrons, pay attention.
We'll see.
You're my special friend.
All right, Alex, regale us with...
All right, so for my first,
You're
my first song, we're going back to 2014, and a very underrated entry in the Disney franchise titled Muppets Most Wanted. This is the opening track of it, and then I'll get to the part that is my favorite. And I'll try, if I remember correctly, I'll try to do the voices of the Muppets in it. But we're doing a sequel. We're back by popular demand. Come on, everybody, strike up the band. We're doing a sequel. That's what we do in Hollywood. And everybody knows that the sequel's never quite as good. A sequel, another feature attraction. Places, please, light the lights. Roll camera, action. They all come together, and I thought it was the end, but no, my friends, this is when we get to do it all again. I'm remembering now in the movie. Until the credits roll, we get another chance to show that we can do it all again. And then Camille goes, we're doing a sequel. There's no need to disguise. The studio considers us a viable franchise. We're doing a sequel. How hard can it be? And this is my favorite line, and it's Rolf, and he goes, we can't do any worse than The Godfather 3.
We covered Muppets Most Wanted on the show, so if you want to hear us talk about every song, check out our podcast.
And they just kept rolling in there for you. Guys, Joey DiCarlo is still alive. I just want to let you know a $10 donation said sing Hannah Montana. And then Brett Clark with another $10 donation. And we're almost to the halfway point to that $1,000 goal that Julio had for this segment and beyond.
That's the West Side Story tier. Alex, get ready. All right. How many songs are we behind, Nick?
I should have said that.
You're at 441 total, and you've sang twice, so...
Well,
just sing the whole rest of this segment, Julio. That's all you got to do.
Mine are shorter. Alex is just going with the whole thing and doing voices and all that stuff. I am very limited in my selection. All right. What's next, Alex? Are we up to Moana yet?
No, not Moana. We have one here that says Camp Rock. That I'm looking it up here, and it looks like this may be another Disney Channel exclusive.
Do we just have like a
Demi Lovato? I know that's a person because I've heard that name before, but I don't know exactly what she does. And one of the Jonas Brothers is in it.
Okay, you know those.
I don't know. Yeah, let me see if I can find a critical response to this one. Looks like we got another 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, so...
Demi Lovato, a controversial
for that
figure.
Purpose, rotten. Yeah.
I want to say doesn't she have a show where she hunts for aliens? Yes, no.
Sure. Celebrity singers, the Jonases coach aspiring musicians at a special summer camp.
All right.
I mean, I'm sure there's legs to that.
50%. Okay, we're saying nice things about it. It's wrong.
These fucking Disney Channel movies, man. I was expecting people to throw us like, softballs like Snow White or some shit. We can just, go off there. But
I can say nice
I don't
things
know.
about the Jonas
Camp
Brothers.
Rock. Yeah, definitely. And then we can find a way to insert the South Park episode where Mickey Mouse beats the shit out of them for talking back to him, because that is hilarious. I do see from 2Ps, Wall-E was thrown in there, and God, that has to be close to 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. But that's an easy one, man. That I have the criterion of that. 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, certified fresh. Liberal propaganda, man. Global warming's not real. We don't have to worry about, what this movie's trying to tell us. It's trying to, brainwash our children and tell them, that machines and capitalism are bad.
It's trying to scare you away from technology. It was like, how awesome it is to have a little robot that does all the cleaning for you. They want us to unplug our Roombas. Alex, I've said it on the show, obviously this is a bigger platform, so might as well repeat it. Shout out to our old boss who genuinely believed that Wall-E was pro-weed propaganda because the little robot is rescuing, his whole mission is like a leaf. And he was like, that's marijuana. And they've just made a movie that revolves around saving marijuana.
Good Lord.
You can guess who he voted for the past
He was
couple
an
elections.
interesting fellow.
Yeah. Shout out to
and I was about to say, presidentially, Fred Willard plays the president in that, so we could do Make America Willard again. We could take some kind of stance with that one. So Wall-E, legitimately one of the best movies to come out during my lifetime. But God, there's so much you could do with just putting on your your MAGA hat and ripping that one up. So the problem with doing that is I couldn't stop crying the whole time, because that movie basically starts and I'm already a mess watching it.
I just realized Moana's probably not on the chat, Alex.
Rescuers Down Under, Julio. Are you familiar with
that? Yes, it's really boring. What's the Rotten Tomatoes score for it?
72%.
How? I thought that was one of the bad Disney movies. How do people... Okay, John Candy plays a stork, a seagull, some sort of bird, right?
He's an albatross.
Okay. I'm trying to remember, is he in both movies? There's one movie where the bird just got on my nerves.
I think he's just in Rescuers Down Under.
Okay. Is he like a native Australian? Because they're going to Australia, right?
No, because they have to fly out of New York in order to go to Australia, because for some reason
he's the plane.
They can send the Morse code and mission objectives that a kid has been taken captive all the way from Australia to New York, and they somehow make it back in time to get him.
You've seen this movie more than once. I saw it once a long time ago, and I mean, isn't it like a Chip and Dale knockoff? What are they? Are they squirrels, rats?
Well,
rats?
They're mice. They're mice. What is it? Oh crap! Now I can't think of their names. But they're like the top mission detectives or agents.
Yeah, dude, I would just talk about John Candy. How he basically, you have John Candy in your Disney movie, and this is the best you can do. And then unnecessary sequels, right? The Rescuers. I remember the Rescuers mostly because they have those sequences where it's just like a still image and there's narration or there's something going on. And I was like, I could see they were going for something artsy. And then Rescuers Down Under is just a sequel that you churn out to make more money. You get your big name in John Candy. You send him to an exotic location like Wild Australia, and then I guess you let the money roll in. There's a reason why we haven't had a third Rescuers. More importantly, there's a reason why we haven't had a live action Rescuers. Right now, everything is getting live action. So I think Disney knows that that's not a worthy one. My ears keep falling off.
Well, especially the actors, that played, Bernard and Miss Bianca are already dead. So, I mean, why would you even continue? Obviously, they couldn't even keep up with how bad the movie was.
Here comes the money.
I think that death has ever stopped Disney from...
Here comes the money.
That's what AI is for.
So I just threw another $23.10 in there, and I said we need way more singing, and that officially puts us only $200 away from breaking $10,000 on the Tiltify goal here on the live stream. So please donate generously, and we're getting close. $35 more to halfway, and then we're like less than $300 from Hamilton, folks. So donate generously. Donate
All right.
generously. I'm just going to
Alex,
skip
let me-
Contrarians Corner on the Hamilton episode, though.
Let me get a song out of the way so you can get back to you, the puck. Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. To see her is to take a sudden chill. Cruella, Cruella. She's like a spider waiting for the kill. Look out for Cruella de Vil. This vampire bat, this inhuman beast, she ought to be locked up and never released. The world was such a wholesome place until Cruella, Cruella de Vil. That song is nasty.
Nice.
Julio's
never
like
realized-
actually like going for it. I'm over here already like planning out how offensive my Randy Newman impression's going to be. He's over here just,
Well, you gotta did Muppet voices, so I have to raise the bar.
I see.
I don't know if you guys, I don't know if anybody mentioned 101 Dalmatians, but just because it's in my head, I listened to the song, I read the lyrics, it's like, Roger is an asshole. He doesn't even know this woman, like, for sure. I mean, we know, because we're watching the movie, that she's a monster that wants to kill all the dogs and make a coat out of their skin and all that stuff, but he doesn't know that. So it's a little uncalled for that he goes and makes this song that's called, she calls her a monster, like, directly. This inhuman beast. And he's laughing. If you listen to the track on Spotify, the song ends with Royer laughing his ass off at how clever he is, insulting his wife's coworker.
Is that song used in the Emma Stone vehicle, Cruella? Or is it
No,
DeVille?
that's a prequel. It's a prequel. That's where you're supposed to learn how she, why she hates dogs so much.
God, I'm bored. All right, let's knock out 2 movies here, and then I'll visit Mr. Newman. The Hannah Montana movie, 43% on Rotten Tomatoes. So rotten. Hannah Montana would be an easy one to kind of go at because, it's the dual personality. We could make the position that, like, Hollywood really missed an opportunity to remake Face Off with just Miley Cyrus in both roles. And Billy Ray Cyrus is in that too. Are you familiar with Hannah Montana at all, Julio?
I'm familiar with Miley Cyrus. I think that would be my
Yes.
angle, that we missed that window. We could have made her a bigger star if she had made the jump from TV and music to
Here comes the money.
actual feature film.
Here comes the money.
Her dad's in it as well, Billy Ray Cyrus. So that would open the door to plenty of conversation about old Mr. Mullet himself. God, he is just disturbing looking these days. He looks like Born Again Rob Zombie. Like, that's the look that he's going for.
So was he on the TV show as well, and he just naturally transitioned into the movie, or was he the big get? Like, we're gonna make the Hannah Montana movie, so let's get her dad involved in this.
I think he was on the show. Like, yeah, I think he was kind of, the anchor from day one. Achy Breaky Heart. I don't know what the big single was. That of course was it. Julio, you got to help me out with Moana here. I've never seen it. I know our buddy Dwayne is in it. Everyone's buddy, who's definitely not currently holding hostage a WWE documentary that followed him around for several months because he wants to make sure he comes across okay in it. But 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, Moana. Julio, you're going to have to help me out here.
I'm going to shout out really, really quickly. The Chapmans with a $10 donation, throwing it in there in the chat. Thank you so much.
Love you, Travis, Tiffany. They're great people, for those of you who don't know them. Moana, you know what? Katie kind of like got us started there because it is a very Disney representation of a culture that's not white. And so that's always like an easy like entry point, right? Like how accurate is this? How appropriate it is? I think that you could always start there. Like, did they? Why would they cast The Rock as a god in that movie and not go for like somebody that was maybe a little less of a wrestler and a little less of a stereotypical action star? I think that they're 90% of Disney movies are white, and then when they go into a movie that's not white, they hedge their bets now. They're a little too, they go for the easy choices. Dwayne is great. I hate to say it, Alex, because you missed it. Like he sings, he he really gives it his all, but it's an easy choice. You know, it's like, it's not surprising really. And especially like it surprised me. And then you told me that his persona at the time, I didn't know it, but that his persona is that, you know, like he sings before his wrestling matches. He's boisterous and he believes he's the shit. So that's not cast Alan Tudyk as the god. And then, you know, granted he's white. So no, we need to find somebody else.
We got another $10 donation in there from Anonymous. Thank you so much. $15 away from the halfway point, that $500 mark.
Thank you, Anonymous. I hope you're not committing terrorist acts. Moana is also, speaking of Tudyk, you know, they cast him as the chicken in that movie, I think. All he does is cluck.
He's like King Candy, right? He was the guy who was King Candy in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's, I mean, everybody knows Alan Tudyk. And like I referenced earlier, you know, he's kind of become one of those go-to people for Disney, where now I think like the joke is that they'll cast him in whatever. And, well, let him have a role.
He gets a leaf on the wind.
Yes, he is. He is. I think that maybe he peaked there and they just know that. That's all he can do.
No. Shit, I didn't realize, is it Jango Fett? Isn't that, Tamira Morrison? I didn't realize he was in it as well. Of Barbed Wire fame. Yeah.
Who does he play? Like the dad? I know he's not the big bad crab, because the crab is the guy
Chief Chewie.
Okay. Well, there you go. We need more people like him in the movie, I think. And you know that they're doing a live action now. Like, I don't know if they're going to get The Rock to reprise his role, but I would imagine not. I think that he's...
They will if he has anything to say about it.
Well...
Oh, that's right. He's on the Oscar trail with the Smashing Machine, so we'll see.
Disney, you know how you do it. You do one for the critics, one for the audiences. So you get the live action Moana to remind them why they love you, and then you do the machine movie to surprise them with your range in acting. Moana, I think that probably like the biggest statement that we would arrive to at the end is just that it's kind of like pandering, right? Like that's Disney course correcting, and it works. Damn it! Like that's why they keep doing it, because we don't hold them to the fire to tell them like do something a little more complex than this girl that wants a better life and goes on an adventure, because that's pretty much like half their movies. Like the girl that's frustrated and wants to go on a journey to expand her horizons. You ready for Randy Newman, or are we doing another one?
I told you earlier, it was just like all things that came to mind were the Muppets, so I think I'll do Randy Newman. So I gotta.
Oh God!
Oh no!
All right. You know the easy money is to go to "You Got a Friend in Me." I've never even seen this movie, but I know this song because he performed it at the Oscars from Toy Story 4. I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away. He when he was performing at the Oscars, I was like, man, someone needs to take care of this old man. He looks not well. All right, so it's a lot of the same shit, but yeah, I can't let you. And the picture of me playing a piano. I can't let you throw yourself away. I can't let you. I can't let you throw yourself away. Don't you want to see the sun come up each morning? Don't you want to see the sun go down each day? Don't you want to see that little girl who loves you so? Her heart will break if you should go. I can't let you. I can't let you throw yourself away.
Oh, God. Wow.
I think that messing up your hair and the glasses, I think that really sold it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him perform in, for, what was it, 95? Whatever he did, You Got a Friend with Me, but You Got a Friend in Me with I Love It. And it was just two major personalities right there, out-quirking each other on stage for like 5 minutes. It was pretty memorable. Toy Story 4, not very good as a Toy Story movie. It's okay as an, I guess, Pixar's.
Here comes the money.
Wow. Okay. A $50 donation jumping in there. Alex's singing voice was the name. $50 donation officially, Julio, and Alex put you over the halfway mark, steamrolling toward $1,000 total for the segment.
Alex, there it is. West Side Story waiting for you.
I'm so
Alex
excited.
didn't care
At
for
least
Baby
for a
Driver.
good cause.
Just so you know, Baby Driver, especially what's his name? Ansel, whatever his name is.
Ansel Elgort.
Ansel Elgort.
Ansel
yeah.
Elgort,
Elgort, that's it. Yep.
vortex of charisma.
He sings. He sings in West Side Story, Alex. He's there for 2.5 hours, I think. All right. Before we do more songs, what's next on the chat? Let it be a movie.
We have. It's not for me at least. It's called Double Teamed. Don't Google that without putting
That's not a
Disney
Disney
next
movie.
to it as well. Yeah.
Gross. Gross.
Double Teamed is a 2002 Disney Channel original based on the life stories of identical twin professional basketball players Heather and Heidi Burge. Looks like our Rotten Tomatoes score here is 57%, so it still falls within Rotten. It's directed by Dwayne Dunham, who,
Lena Dunham's
wow.
brother.
Wow. He did like assistant editing work on Star Wars and Apocalypse Now. When he was doing that, do you think he thought his life would lead him to Double Teamed on the Disney Channel? He also directed Little
100%.
Giants, the football
trajectory.
greats of 1994. So let's
His
see
whole
here.
career was just the journey to Double Team on Disney. And as such, I think we would celebrate this achievement on the show. It was like
We could also do the bit where we end up just doing the Dennis Rodman, Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Double Team, and just like act like we got confused about what we were supposed to do. Wait, is that Double Team or Double Trouble? What is the name of that movie?
No, it's Double Team, isn't it?
Double
There's a
Team.
really fake tiger in it. I remember that. I remember more about Double Team than I do about
Double
Some
Team,
of the other
1997.
97, man. JCVD. Falling off. What I'm coming to learn from the chat here is like the Disney Channel originals. It's that window just missed me. Like I remember the Disney Channel and like the shows that were on it, and like Hocus Pocus running 24 hours a day in October. But
Right.
A lot of the originals, I think, kind of just escaped me.
Double
So,
Team.
We-
I think that we could do both, Alex. We move JCVD and Dennis Rodman into this Double Team, and we just let it happen. What's Rodman doing these days? I'm sure that he's up for a remake.
This guy's. I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on Dwayne Dunham here. This shit is insane. He was the editor on Blue Velvet, and he was the editor on Return of the Jedi, also Raiders of the Lost Ark, Wild at Heart, and then he ends up doing. He did multiple Disney original
stayed in
films.
editing.
He did multiple Disney Channel original films, and he directed 2 episodes of Seventh Heaven. What a career, man! What a time to be alive.
I think that was his dream. The dream was Disney Channel, but he had to work his way through like Lynch and Spielberg and Lucas, and every time he would just like pull at their sleeves. It was like, "Hey, I got a pitch for you." These two
He had to
sisters.
kiss Brando's ass to get really what he really wanted to do. Yeah, and he pitched Brando this movie on the set of Apocalypse Now. Brando's like, "Get the fuck out of my trailer."
All right, one
all right.
more, then I'll sing.
Julio, before we go back to you for a song, let's see. All right. Looks like we have Piper, which was a animated short from Pixar, of course. And it appears to have a 100% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Julio, that's something we've never done that I've put thought to, of like a conglomerate of short films. We do like several in a row because all the Pixar ones are like so widely acclaimed and heralded.
I mean, I think
but,
they have like a
you know,
collection
they're
or
also-
two on disc. You can just buy like the Pixar shorts, and you get all of them up to a point.
The correct way to watch movies, yes.
Yes. We've
But
done
they're
one
also
short.
like, some of them are like saccharine, like cavity-inducing sweet. Some of them are.
the one with the volcano that sings. That's
Yes.
the bad one. That's the one that I remember everybody made fun of, and I had the picture of the volcano singing, so I could send it to my friends whenever I wanted to annoy them. Piper, though I haven't, so it has to be a pretty recent one. If it played before a movie, then it's one of those rare Pixar movies.
I don't remember what it was before, but that was the one with the bird in the ocean tide, I think. Like trying to chase the wave, and then when the wave came up, it would run away. And
it played before Finding Dory.
Oh, well, there you go.
Right. Pixar
sequels and we don't really have theater appointment dates. It's just more like whenever they happen to me, they happen. But I'm sure Chasing Dory was pretty cute, very amusing, but I'm sure it wasn't Finding Nemo, so that's why. Piper at 100%, a movie a little short about a bird chasing the waves. What is it, like 30 seconds? What can you do with that story?
I don't know. I'm sure we'd find a way, though. Man, like, we did Illegally Yours this week, and I was worried that episode was 10 minutes long based on that
premise, so. Got a lot of mileage out of Johnny Cash. We've done a short. We did La Jetée, you know, the one that inspired Club Monkey?
That's 40 minutes, not 6. And that movie's also fucking insane. It's a movie about time travel and shit from 1960.
Mrs. Bovine with another $10 donation. I cannot see the comment because Nick stepped away, but thank you so much.
1994 live-action Jungle Book is what the comment says.
Nice.
Oh, God. So that's not the newer, that's not the Jon Favreau Jungle Book. There is who isn't in that? Drew, you seem to be an encyclopedia for this.
1994 Jungle Book is Jason Scott Lee, John Cleese, Cary Elwes, Sam Neill. I mean, you have a good cast.
That's the cast of Titans. What's the Rotten? I'm already assuming it's Rotten. What's the Rotten Tomato score, Alex?
Oh,
how have I never heard of this? This is like the
80%.
Okay, so it's fresh. It's fresh, and yet it's being overshadowed by all the other Jungle Books out there that nobody ever talks about it. You know, you go from the animated one to the Jon Favreau one to the one that Gollum did. What was that one called? Just Jungle? The one that Andy Serkis directed?
Sarah Jessica Parker did one?
Oh, you're a Sex and the City fan, Alex.
I am, but better. I was listening to this. Someone called her Horseface, and I was like, I got to follow up with it. So,
I think.
I remember this now. I'm looking at the. Sorry, we're on a bit of a delay here, but I was going to say I'm looking at the VHS box art for this, and I definitely remember seeing this in the video store as a kid. But of course, the cover is just the lead, the kid who plays Baloo with the not Baloo, Mowgli, excuse me, with the animals. How was I to know as a young child that fucking John Cleese was in this movie? Good Lord.
He plays Mowgli?
No.
John Cleese?
Wow.
Where can I stream this?
It's a reimagining.
Right. It's the Jungle Book 2. Mowgli comes back as a stuffy British old man and tries to conquer the jungle.
Just give the jungle a little kiss for
the guy. Okay, well, I have to tell this story now since we're here talking about John Cleese. One of my favorite things ever. It was on, I believe, Donahue. It was a morning talk show, and they had John Cleese and Jamie Lee Curtis on to promote A Fish Called Wanda. And one of the people in the audience wanted to talk to Jamie Lee Curtis about Halloween 4 and was asking her, like, canonically how it matches up with Laurie's story and Halloween. And she's trying the best she can to kind of move the process along and explain. She's like, well, I believe in the new one, I was in 1 and 2, and then 3 is not about Michael at all. And I guess I've died, and this is my daughter. And John Cleese looks like he wants to, like, shoot that member of the audience for asking the question. He's, like, sitting next to Jamie Lee Curtis, and he's just, like, hand in his head. It's wonderful.
But he's too good for Halloween, but he's not too good for a live-action remake of The Jungle Book. Sure, he was thrilled that they didn't call him.
Jason Scott Lee was the actor's name who played Mowgli. I remember him because he was most famous, or one of the things he was most famous for was he played Bruce Lee in a Bruce Lee biopic. He was also in that Kurt Russell movie Soldier that we did many moons ago, Julio.
Oh, God. Don't remember.
All right. Quit stalling, Julio. Warm up the pipes.
I don't even know what's next. Okay. This is an easy one. When you wish upon a star, Makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come.
Here comes the money.
If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star as dreamers do. There you go. I've never seen Pinocchio, but I know the song.
We have a $25 donation from KT from For Your Reference. Lion King, the live action one with dung balls, daytime quickly, and non-singing Scar at 52%.
Alex, I know that's a movie that you're just dying to see someday, especially now that they've announced a prequel to it.
Yes, because the one thing the world needed was a live action Lion King movie. For fuck's sake.
Oh, that's rotten. So you need to say nice things about
based
it.
on, dude. This is high for it. 436 reviews. That's, we deal with movies sometimes that are like 5. So this is the one. The cast is really fascinating to me because it has like Chewie's in it and Donald Glover, right?
Seth Rogen,
and
they got Beyonce to add 30 minutes to the movie just by singing.
Okay, so what would be the position that this is how the movie was meant to be seen or something like that? We
right.
could do that and talk
Back
about
in 94, we didn't have the technology to capture live animals as they frolic around and then put voices on them. The best we could do back in the 90s was something like Look Who's Talking, where they just record the babies and then they have to do the dubbing over it. And it's like, well, whatever happens, we'll just adapt. But now, animal wrangling has gotten to the point where we can just really have this complex story take place. Those animal trainers are really earning their money these days. Also, as much as you may enjoy the cast of the original Lion King, I mean, even today, knowing who they grew up to be and all that stuff, you stack them next to the cast of the remake, and the remake has, I guess, the advantage of knowing that this movie is going to make money no matter what. So they had money to pay everybody.
Brother, that I was going to say the stance we could take is like, you think this movie sucks? Too bad. It made $1.6 billion. Fuck off. Go pack some sand, man. And also, look, the argument begins and ends with this has Beyonce. Anything that has Beyonce wins out. Dude,
Austin Powers,
Michael Scott. I am Beyonce always.
Except album of the year.
There you go.
Gold member, yeah. I forget what her name was, but
Donald Glover. Donald Glover improving. He's playing Simba, right?
Hey, you're just trying to bait Gerald now, Drew. Come on. Don Glover is Simba.
Does he do like the whole thing? Does Simba have like a slash, like this person and then Donald Glover when he's an adult? Or because in the original, you get, I think, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Broderick.
And
it is JTT.
Yeah. And then Matthew Broderick once he grows up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think there's a lot more continuity when you get like the same actor to play him as a young cub and then as
You're my special friend.
As an adult. My real question is, not having seen this, is there really an appropriate rolling around scene between Simba and Nala as adults? Like, is that still in the movie? Or did they have enough sense to like tone it down so it doesn't look like they're about to have sex during Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Not going to touch that one.
I actually can't remember. Drew, I don't know.
I honestly, I refuse to watch this live action version.
Yeah, I saw
Drew,
it.
it's the future, so you better get on board because there's more to come.
Then my ass is staying in the past.
They got Barry Jenkins to direct the Mufasa movie. There's no stopping it. It's just embrace it, learn to love it.
I don't care.
This cast also, Amy Sedaris, Chance the Rapper, Phil Lamar did voices in this. That's we're all over the place with this one, man. They're going off the map.
Did they bring Cheech back? There's somebody replacing Cheech as the hyena did. Because that's kind of cruel. If you make a live action remake, you have the stoner hyena and you don't bring Cheech, knowing that Cheech's still around. Like he shows up on my Twitter feed every now and then, peddling. I think it's Chong's that has the gummies.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, you're still around.
Looks like Florence Kasumba. Florence Pugh. Keegan-Michael Key and Eric Andre did the voice of the hyenas. Eric Andre in a Disney movie is very humorous to me.
I'm gonna have to say nice things about Keegan-Michael Key. That'd probably be the biggest challenge if we ever did the Lion King live action. That's he's a fun guy, but just need very, very small doses of him.
So I guess I'll get another song out of here.
Yes, please.
Doing so because I found like the good segue of the Lion King game on Super Nintendo, Genesis, Game Gear, that shit. That game was very hard. The stampede scene was the result of many broken controllers for children around the world. And tantamount to that game was the Aladdin game, which was so fun, but also so freaking difficult.
Yo, the Cave of Wonders level in that game was like nightmare inducing, yo.
That's like, it's up there with like Battletoads, the upper level of the, in terms of
oh my god.
all time difficult. But when you start that up, now I'm going back to, it used to be better. When you see the Sega logo, because I was a Genesis kid, when you see the Sega logo, a 16-bit version of A Whole New World starts playing, and Aladdin like flies by. Just sidebar, the greatest Sega opening ever is the Jurassic Park game. When you turn on the Genesis, the Sega logo appears, and then a T-Rex comes up and goes, Sega! Like he growls. That's incredible. But A Whole New World is like, come on, man. That's like one of the all-time. I mean, if you read between the lines, it kind of sounds like he's holding her hostage, but who cares? It's a great love song. And for those Disney World fans like myself, that's why I was giving Julio shit about these knockoff ears. One of the best attractions of that park is the PhilharMagic, which is a 3D interactive, it's not like a ride, but you sit in a theater and you watch, and it's a compilation of all the greatest Disney musical numbers, and they are done in like a 3D aspect. And, so on this one, you're actually riding the magic carpet and there's wind blowing in your face and shit. It's fantastic. And every time I do kind of like sing along to it. So I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid.
You're my special friend.
Now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes. He's gaslighting this poor girl here, man. Take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. I'm not going to do the girl's voice. That would just break.
I really wanted Julio to just jump right in on that one.
Or Gerald just full falsetto coming in.
I would break the spell. Gerald would probably do it.
I was digging it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that you did the Alex version and not the 16-bit version, because that would have been a little too non-romantic.
I should have just done it as Randy Newman. A whole new world.
We did Aladdin, by the way. I forgot to do that
disclaimer.
disclaimer.
If we got anything else in the chat to go through?
Say,
Julio,
chat people,
what's a Disney?
I was going to say, we're not doing Aladdin because we did Aladdin on the show once, and we got a lot of mileage out of how silly the rules are and Jafar's plot. So you can look that up. Don't do it on the chat. We even talked about the live action.
Speaking of which, I see on the chat right here, we have a Goofy movie mention, which we already covered as well.
Did we do it just for Patreon, or did we put it on the? We didn't do Contrarians Corner for it, Alex. We just talked about it. Yeah. Okay. So we can talk about how terrible Goofy is as a dad and how terrible Max is as a son. They're just like made for each other. What is a bumbling father that can't really tell that his son is struggling through adolescence, and then the other one is a selfish teenager that doesn't have it in his heart to just like throw his dad a bone. Like the poor guy's trying. There's a lot that we could do that. It would be a Father's Day episode.
They don't see eye to eye.
We can probably talk about how. Oh wait, I'm trashing it. It's fresh, right? I know it's beloved, but I don't know.
It was 60. No. It was 59% or 58%, I think.
Oh, wait, do I need to change my tune? Is that a green splotch, Alex? Because I would be aghast.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of those movies. I think we actually talked about that when we did that episode of like, for a movie that's as beloved by its generation as it is, it's 59%. I think The Sandlot's rotten too, so
that's okay.
Well,
but
you calm down, sir.
All right, well, allow me to rewind then. I praise the movie for tackling the difficult relationship between a father that's obviously out of his depth, being a single father, and a teenage son who can't find it in himself. Can't figure out how to connect with his dad, who's a real dork. He loves him, but obviously he finds him embarrassing. That is complex shit that Disney doesn't usually address in their movies. And here, it's right there. It's an open wound, this road trip they go on. Pete, the bad guy. What do we settle on for his name? Is he just Bad Pete? Mad Pete? Evil Pete? He has some sort of adjective. Is it Pete?
I don't recall. The one and only time I've seen that movie was when we watched it. Here's one though that we could get some mileage out of. Up, Julio. How would you? I mean, to me, that's just more liberal propaganda. So, what would your stance be on Up?
I'm very curious about how liberal it is to tie balloons to your house, but I would say that.
I'm sorry, libertarian propaganda, I should say.
If it doesn't make sense, it must be libertarian. Okay, so first off, I think we would have to just get the opening out of the way, right? It's like, what is it, Pete Docter? I think Pete Docter is the guy behind Up. He blew it all in the opening 10 minutes. And then it turns out that Pixar wanted him to do a feature. And it's like, well, what happens after this really great short story I told? It's just some nonsense with a Boy Scout and a dog that's obsessed with squirrels. I have a dog now. I've had a dog for about 3 years. I haven't seen Up since, but I wonder if I would now get the squirrel joke in a way that I didn't back when I didn't have a dog. I mean, I think my dog is smarter than the dog in Up, but they do seem to like their squirrels about the same. And he'll just take off after them. I just got a text from a friend. My friend Drew is saying, Sneaky Pete. So if you want to go back to that goofy movie conversation, I was about to say that Sneaky Pete is a great villain. But anyway, Up, I think, Alex, it's a great 10-minute short followed by kind of 90 minutes of nonsense. My biggest problem, I think, and this is real talk Contrarians Corner, whatever you want to call it in the episode, is that when they get to the bad guy at the end, the pilot, that dude should be 100 years old or older, right? Because our protagonist saw him when he was a kid. And now our protagonist is an old man. And this dude's still kicking it with like some dogs and dogs that fly planes, by the way. And it doesn't make sense. Like, and I know that in this world, there's a house that's being lifted by balloons. But even then, that's not as ludicrous as the fact that the bad guy is supposed to be, over 100 years old. And he's still spry enough, I guess, to be a threat.
Charles Munson's supposed to be 92 in Up.
Okay. Well, I can only hope I'm that good when I'm 92, that healthy. I have a couple decades, I guess, to really make some inventions that will keep me young, or at least younger. Alex, that's the opening of Up, Make You Cry. Do you resent the movie for setting you up that way and then just letting you down?
I think I've only seen Up one time, so I'd have to go back and I remember the opening was a killer. And I also remember I double featured that with the Will Ferrell vehicle, Land of the Lost. And, you want to talk about going from one gear to another. And Land of the Lost is an underrated comedy. Just let me get that out there. But
it's great.
Yeah, there's plenty we could do with that. I know we're going over. I know we were given permission. We got the network gave us permission for the overrun. I'm working through the comments here. My buddy Brody asked if James, Tony, and Triple G fought in the Taipei death match where you dip your hands in broken glass, who would win? And I'm just going to say me, the audience, that's who would win. But to bring this back, Julio, what is a Disney movie that you think for the format of our podcast we could have the most fun with?
Oh man,
not the most fun, but something that like you can think of that like you think we could definitely get some mileage out of, because we come across movies sometimes that are just kind of like we gotta find something to do with this, and there's other ones that are just like an embarrassment of riches for what we look for in terms of sarcasm. So what do you think would be a good one?
I don't know that we could do a whole episode on the fact that Cinderella is Quentin Tarantino's favorite movie, but I could probably get started there, and then we could see where we go. I had like quick notes. I started panicking about this segment last night in the middle of the night. I was like, I should probably like get ready for some curveballs in case somebody throws them, like movies I haven't seen in a long time. And so I had like 1 sentence prompts. So I have Lady and the Tramp. I just wrote, hoity-toity woman falls for street ruffian. Trashy romance novel. You can do a full episode out of that.
That's true.
And then the Aristocats. Remember Lady and the Tramp? Let's do it again. I love the Aristocats, but there's a song called Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. I think that's what it's called. And when I saw the title, I was like, oh, that's going to be one of my songs. And then I looked it up. I was like, I don't remember this at all. I don't know that I could ever like sing it, even looking at the lyrics. Now, Alex, I do think that it was my turn to sing, and we did have some.
I was going to say we at least owe one more song each, so I'm trying to figure out what mine's going to be. So.
Okay, well, let me knock mine out. And this one, you might not know it, Alex, because this is fairly recent. I don't know if
Is it When She Loved Me by Sarah McLachlan from Toy Story 2?
No, because I don't think that I could get through that song without crying. Let's do something from Frozen. And this is probably the song that I'm least familiar with. Bees will buzz, kids will blow dandelion fuzz, and I'll be doing whatever snow does in summer. A drink in my hand, my snow up against the burning sand, probably getting gorgeously tanned in summer. I'll finally see a summer breeze blow away a winter storm and find out what happens to solid water when it gets warm. And I can't wait to see what my buddies all think of me. Just imagine how much cooler I'll be in summer. That is from Contrarians mascot Josh Gad. That's all.
Is that from the first or second one?
That's from the first one.
Okay.
The joke is he's a snowman that's very excited about summer, not realizing that that's probably going to be the end of the line for him.
I was hoping you were going to do Under the Sea so I could make the reference to when Homer sings Under the Sea on that episode of The Simpsons where he's accused of sexual assault, which of course he's, it's proven that he didn't do that. It was just a misunderstanding, but he talks about moving the family under the sea, and it's him singing Under the Sea with all the crustaceans, and there'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea. And it's like him, like, there's horse fishes and shit coming by, and it's just him like walking by with his mouth open, eating all the fish and stuff. It's great.
That's your solution to everything, Homer, to move under the sea. It's not going to happen.
He moves to Alaska eventually, which I guess is the middle ground.
Yeah, that's years after the fact in the movie. But
that's the only thing I've seen.
For shame. In the movie, also fittingly, that's when Bart dons a bra on his head to make it look like Mickey ears and said, "I'm the mascot of an evil corporation." I think that changed kind of quick. All right, so we're just going to go back to Randy Newman one more time because, like, how can we not do "You Got a Friend in Me"? I don't even know if I need these lyrics, but you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks tough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said, for you got a friend in me. Because I love this part too. When he gets in the song, he's like, "Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too." That's all I wanted to get out there. But yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You got a friend in me for, because everyone that donated to this cause and tuned in for our hour, you got a friend in me. You'd be sure about that. So.
Yes, let's celebrate friendship by talking trash about Disney movies. That was our plan all along. Nick, what is our total? Where did we?
Total for the segment is $570 total for the stream right now. We are knocking on the door. Drew, I think Drew's thirsty because I saw him post about this as well. We're only $95 away from $10,000 and counting on the live stream for the Cure 8. So please donate and donate generously, ladies and gentlemen. Julio and Alex of the Contrarians, first of all, thank you so much for being here, for being just staples of this event. You guys have been part of this for years and always so active within the community and with this event. You know, trying to make this as big of a deal as you possibly can. I appreciate it more than I could possibly say. So thank you so much for being here. If the audience is not familiar with you, tell them where they can find you out on the web.
The easiest thing that you can do is just go to wearethecontrarians.com, and then that has all our information. You can also reach out to us, just social media. We're at Contrarian Prime, at Contrarian Alex on X/Twitter. Really, if you go to a podcatcher, if you listen to podcasts, I think that a lot of people out there probably don't. They're just Twitchers or whatever you guys call yourselves. But if you want to listen to us, like do like a long form version of what we're doing here, we'll really get into the ins and outs of the plot of the movie and everything. Just check the Contrarians on whatever podcatcher you use. We're on YouTube now, so it's a lot easier to just like look us up on YouTube, and the podcast is there. Just wild. Because let me tell you, YouTube commenters are very different from the kind of interactions we are used to. So you get some out of left field comments there. But yeah, if this seemed like a good time to you, then that's what we do on the show, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, I have a whole back catalog of episodes, like, you know, in the hundreds. So if there's a movie you think is beloved, or a movie you beloved, there's a good chance we've talked about it, and it's just a longer form of what we're doing here. It's a bit more focused. We just kind of came here to have fun today. So
less singing, definitely less singing, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, I don't know now.
For special occasions, Nick, like here.
You guys are just absolutely incredible. Before you guys run away or leave or anything, Alex, I need your best Cody Rhodes whoa before you guys leave. I need the absolute best one you've got deep inside of your heart.
For Codeman?
Don't put it on me.
Adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes. And then you get to up the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa! And then his father said, "Hard times breed better men."
I don't have pyro or anything to put off for you here. I'm sorry. We'll get the audience in there for you. That was Liz with a $10 donation. Thank you so much, Liz. $10. This is for the singing, she says.
Plenty of it.
Thank you, Liz. We love you. Liz is going to be coming up a little bit later today. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, in the audience, if you've never had sex ruined for you, you're going to in about 2 hours' time. Liz and Caleb will be here to ruin sex for you for all time. Why is this overlay not working for me or something? I don't know. There we go.
Your constant struggle with StreamYard being at the light.
I love you, Julio.
Very inspirational.
A $25 donation from Lori J says, 2 girls on a bench sent me. Trisha and Shauna, we love you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are steamrolling, ladies and gentlemen, toward the $10,000 mark on the screen right there. $60 away. And if you look at Drew Hallam here, if we blow him up for just a second here, look how thirsty he looks. He's thirsty, boy. He wants a drink, and he's only going to get to drink when we get to $10,000. So, ladies and gentlemen, please make that donation link absolutely blow up over there in the chat. Super thank you again to the Raiders from the Bovine channel. Gave them a follow. Please go give them a follow as well. I don't have a shout-out command, so I can't put one in the chat. But Yeah, Julio and Alex, let me get out of the view there. Julio and Alex, thank you so much for being here, for spending some time.
Our pleasure.
Here with us, and for helping us raise money for the Cancer Research Institute. Once again, lifetime of this event, we have now crossed over the $100,000 mark. We're in 6 digits, boys, which is crazy.
Very, very cool to have been part of that moment too. I remember a few years ago, we did something, and there was a benchmark y'all hit during that too, and so
yeah, I feel like it always happens.
I think that was COVID. So it was COVID, and we had the spicy jerky from Carnivore Candy, and me, Dan, and Gerald had to eat the hottest jerky that they had while you guys, like, that was at the beginning of your segment. So me, Dan, and Gerald were like running around in the background, like dying while you guys were doing the mini Contrarians corners and all that stuff. You guys always seem to get that for whatever reason.
Yeah. Not complaining. It's a nice feeling to come in and people are already celebrating. It makes it a little easier. But thank you for having us. Thank you to everybody that donated. Thank you to anybody that just showed up, not even knowing what they were in for. This was great, and well, we still have a few more hours, so let's see how much more money we can raise.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Nick,
go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I posted on social media. This is like our podcast annual good deed that we do, and it's a cause that's close to my heart, and it's an honor to be here every year. And what you guys do is very good, and everyone who participates in the chat, and everyone else who comes on this show, and everyone who donates, whatever the amount is, it's a good thing that I look forward to now annually, and being here for crossing the fucking 100K mark. Let's. LFG.
You guys were also here, just in case you didn't know, you were also here for the crossing of the 10K mark on that Tiltify Dono bar on the screen. Bandit with a $60 donation puts us at officially $10,000 on the screen, which most importantly, Bandit, yep.
That's my dog.
Save Bandit! I mean, literally, again, thank you so much, everybody, for making this event such a wild success and raising so much money for cancer research. 100% of proceeds, any and every penny raised on this channel goes to the Cancer Research Institute for immunotherapy research and researching a way to train the body's immune system to fight against all forms of cancer. It's amazing. Drew?
Yeah.
My friend, how thirsty are you right now?
I'm so thirsty.
He's so thirsty, ladies and gentlemen. Let the boy drink. Cheers to everybody. Again, now we're at $10,000. I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much, and thank you everybody in the chat. Make sure you stick around as well. We have lots of other content coming up. I'll tell you about in just a second. Cheers. Gerald's out of beer.
I'm out of beer.
Go get some more beer, Gerald.
Toast incoming, Drew. I got you.
We've got
I have another one waiting for you.
We're gonna take a short break in just a bit and play maybe a round or two of Fibbage or something like that. So if you're a Fibbage fan or if you're a Fibber, then stick around. We'll get that going here in just a few moments. I got to take a bio break actually. I'll set the game up and then we'll get started or something like that. 7 o'clock. Caleb, formerly of Netflix and Swill. This guy right here's former co-host. Him over there. I think he's in the green room with somebody else right now. So Caleb will be here to talk about. All things music. Oh, were you muted? Were you supposed to be in here the whole time?
Muted the whole fucking time.
Oh, okay, good.
We thought you were talking.
I was like, is he in the green room talking to somebody? Like, I don't know.
He's there. The joke. Sorry. Who?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Caleb's going to be here to record the 3rd ever episode of Only Jams live here on the live stream for The Cure. Then he and Liz are going to ruin sex for everybody by ruining excerpts of 50 Shades Darker. That's coming up at 8 o'clock. We've got another open segment a little bit after that, which is probably going to be games and setting up for how many goddamn guests are we going to have for this horror trivia segment that Potty Mouth is doing?
19.
A lot.
4,000 guests coming in 19. For horror trivia. That's at 10 o'clock, and then closing things out once again for, I think, the 3rd or 4th year in a row is going to be Wayne and Paul of The Countdown, who are going to close things out by playing some Would You Rather and eating hot sauce. That's these guys right here.
Eat my balls, Prazula, cunt.
So if that's your kind of speed, make sure you hang out until the end of the event. because that's what we're going to get into. So, Julio, Alex, you guys are free to hang out and do whatever. In the meantime,
sweating my ass off. I need to take this shirt off. This is Texas, and
perfect. Hey, more donos for shirt taking off. Hold on. Hold on. There it is.
There we go.
No, I meant I need to get off camera so I can do that. Not.
Oh, dang it! Boo!
He's too modest. Julio has like the groundskeeper Willie physique. He just doesn't take his shirt off ever.
All right, but I'm gonna head to the green room. Thank you, guys.
Well, look, B Dizzle says if you're taking that shirt off, Julio, do it on camera. Come on, let me finish.
Yeah. Yikes. Yikes.
Yeah, all officially right. At $10,000 on Tiltify for this year's event, over $100,000 for the lifetime of the event. I mean, God, y'all are amazing. Everybody watching, everybody on this panel, y'all are amazing. You're all just so good.
Yep.
The singing got me so close, the shirt would take it all the way, says B Dizzle.
God, Billy.
He's thirsty, man. He's thirsty.
Yeah. If Drew's thirsty, fucking Billy is parched.
Song of the South, indeed.
Jesus.
All right. Yes.
All right.
Love you guys.
I'll be around. I'll be in the chat.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Thank you.
Stick in the room, please.